Hey, this is Daniel with TEXAS-TUK. In this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about the history of Piaggio and Vespa. So, you can look all this information up, Google it. It's a very interesting history. So here's the deal. At the end of World War II, Italy was a wreck. And there was a guy named Enrico Piaggio. He was making airplanes during World War II. So when the war was over, he didn't need to make airplanes anymore, and he had to get his factories up and running, he had to get his employees working, and he thought about this idea: let's mobilize Italy. We've got to get the whole country back off the ground. What's a quick, fast, easy, cheap way to get people around and get to work? So he had thought about the scooters. He had seen very early American scooters, and he wanted to design one for the Italian people. So that was his idea. His last name was Piaggio. So he wanted to come up with a scooter. He talked to his designers, and the design that stuck is what is now known as a Vespa scooter, one of the best-selling scooters in the world. And they've sold millions and millions of Vespas. Now, the end of the World War II was 1946. So the first Vespa that came out was 1946. And it's called a Vespa. In Italian, that means wasp. At the same time, Piaggio and his designers knew that Italy was also going to need some small work trucks. So very early on, he was designing a three-wheeled work truck, very similar to the Vespa scooters, and they named these an Ape. In Italian, an Ape is a bee. So this is like a worker bee, and this is the Vespa, which is a wasp. And some people say it's because of the sound that it makes. It's a two-stroke engine. It has this little pop, 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 or this little buzz. You know, so again, you can look at all the history. It's very interesting. But Piaggio is the parent company of Vespa, which made these scooters from 1946 all the way to now. They're still making them. Same kind of designers. Very interesting history. And then throughout the years, the Ape and the design has changed. If you look at the very old ones, sometimes they started out as a scooter in the front, two wheels in the back, and they had a very simple box. Then they started adding a windshield, then they added a cab, and it, you know, over the years it changed. Sometimes they were very bubbly. They had bubble fenders like this. They were very rounded. That was in the 50s and the 60s. In the early 70s, they started to look more like this one, very basic work truck. So in Italy, it caught on. All of the farmers needed them, people that were delivering goods, whatever they were selling. So this is an Italian workhorse. So out here in Texas, our workhorse is a Ford F-150. In Italy, the workhorse was what you call a Piaggio Ape. They would use them in the farms, in the fields, wineries, picking grapes. I've seen concrete in them. I've seen ceramic tile in them. I've seen them loaded down with watermelons. Whatever you needed to deliver or get out of the field or take into cities to deliver to it's a workhorse. And that's what they were designed for. Very simple, very basic. Either you're going to get around and get to work, or you're hauling goods. So very industrial, very basic, simple, easy to work on. That's the basic history of Piaggio's parent company and the Vespa and the Ape. This is Daniel. Thanks for listening. TEXAS-TUK, we're out.